Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to Wake Up with Annamaria and Promise radio show. We are sharing here our views with Promise on different social, important, acute topics like masculine and feminine leadership and different types of businesses, how to develop your business, how to develop your practice, how to be the real leadership of your life. We were taught these features by Shlomo Shoham in Sustainable Global Leadership Association. And me personally have had lots of hours, around 4 years of studies with certificates. I'm a certified teacher of SGLA, and Promise is coming. He's also a certified teacher, and I'm also an elite coach of quantum entrainment method. And today we are going to talk about
you are disturbing me.
Promise, you're welcome.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Good evening. And we can coach you on any topics. So you can just find our contacts below. Please subscribe and be happy with us. So Promise, how are you?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. I'm talking already.
Hello, okay. Speak up, I can hear you now. Hello.
And now can you hear me? Hello?
Perfect.
Great. Good evening, everybody. So we are today live on Wake Up radio show with Promise and Annamaria Elegantly Light. So we are talking on different topics, acute topics of the contemporary life and society, and we have great bases where we were from SGLA, Sustainable Global Leadership Association, guided by Shlomo Shacham and Isabel Costa. This is a very profound grounding. And Promise, are we going to talk today about feminine leadership, or would you like to continue masculine leadership? What is leadership?
Well, thank you. I think there are various definitions or worldview about leadership, but the one I greatly buy into is the fact that leadership, according to Field Marshal Montgomery, is the capacity or will to rally men and women to a common purpose and the ability to instill confidence. Field Marshal Montgomery put it in the most simplistic and understandable way. He said leadership is the capacity or will to rally men and women to a common purpose and the ability to instill confidence. The reason is this. This is how he put it, and this is how I bought into it. You know, leadership is always sectorial. It's always about a particular thing. When you are leading in something. Yes, it's in the family that you have a father provide a holistic leadership. But in our societies, we have breakdowns. If you belong to the religious sector, you have a leader in the church. In the political sector, you have a political leader. In the economic sector, you have leaders in the bank and all that. You get. So now, he said the ability to rally men and women to a common purpose and the ability to instill confidence. Common purpose is the first underlying thing there. Common purpose is the first underlying. Then the second thing is the ability to instill confidence, because Leadership must be able to prefer a sense of hope, a sense of confidence to the followers, must be able to prefer a sense of trust to the followers that, look, you can depend on me. I am dependable. I am reliable. Leadership should be able to project to the followers the sense of that confidence and trust. The followers should be able to look up to the leader and say, yes, we can entrust ourselves to this person. Even in the religious sector, they can be like, yes, this person is truly leading us to God. This person is not confusing us. In the political sector, the citizens should be able to say, yes, this leader is the ideal person to cause a revolution in our economy. You know, in the families, everybody should be able to say, yes, the father is truly the head of the family. We look up to him as a role model. We look up to him as a symbol of authority, not authority in the sense of a dictatorial projections, but authority in the sense of maybe a democratic, where the voices of both the wife and the children are equally being listened to, are equally taken into consideration, where the opinions of every other person matters. You know, so I've just been able to make a critical analysis or evaluation of my friend's definition of leadership. I mean that of Field Marshal Montgomery. I will call him a friend. I can't hear you. You're not. Check your voice. You're muted. You're muted. Unmute and speak.
Yeah. I say that I like your laughter very much, very catching and uplifting. So nice. And what are I completely agree with your promise. And what are the characteristics or features of a true leader?
Yeah, there are so many. There are so many. One of it is compassion. I will always like to start from compassion because compassion, empathy, compassion and empathy are things that should go hand in hand, that should go together. And I will always like to start from that place because as a leader, you are to lead the way you want to be led. A leader is one that should lead the way he wants to be led. And when you lead the way you want to be led, then you are leading from the place of empathy. You put yourself in the shoes, you put yourself in the place of the persons or the people you are leading. And then you be like, okay, this is how they feel. This is how I would have felt if they had led me. The things I am doing to them, if they had done it to me, this is how I would have felt. So now, the way I am doing this to them, this is how they are feeling. So if they are feeling this way, if I had felt this way, will it be right? You know, the golden rule, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. This forms the basis, this should form the basis of leadership. A true leader should lead the way he or she wants to be led. That's why they say the first should always be the last. Compassion. The second one I'll talk about is integrity.
And how can you love the neighbor who is doing dirty things to you?
Yeah, a neighbor who is doing very terrible things to you, you asking how to love. You love, if your neighbor hurts you, you love him more. That's the concept of my good friend Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. will always preach more love. You know, at the end of the day, love conquers all. At the end of the day, love conquers all. So where
Yes,
you are not,
done.
yeah,
I would like to clarify that we by love we don't mean that you should come up, hug and kiss and say I
Mhm.
love you, because maybe such a neighbor he never has experienced or she this kind of love, and maybe he or she doesn't need it this lifetime. But
Mhm.
love we mean compassion, just acceptance of this person without reaction
Yeah,
to
we have
experience.
the agape love. Agape love is taken from the Greek word, the agape, and is referred to an unconditional love. Of course, an unconditional love is authentic, is transparent, it is truthful. An unconditional love can look you to your face and tell you the truth, whether it is hurtful or not hurtful. Because an unconditional love will tell you, will know that you might not want to listen to this truth at this moment, but in the long run, it is this truth that you really deserve to hear.
Yeah,
So, everyone, leadership is equally to be built on unconditional love. A leader should be able to tell the followers as much as he's able to tell himself the facts, the truth, without compromise. Without compromise. So when we say leadership built on compassion and empathy, does not mean or does not necessarily mean compromise of character. That is why I will also bring in integrity as another feature or characteristic of leadership. I will also bring in integrity, because integrity, as you and I know, is when your words and your actions are synonymous. When the words and actions are the same, you are simply at the place of integrity. So, where one's word has to take a balance with one's action, then it one must be able to put it at the crucible of truth, 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 truth. Silvano Brusso, in his writing Introduction to the History of Philosophy, he stated something, and he stated it emphatically. He said, truth does not need protection or less violence to spread. What truth needs is time and freedom. A true leader must always tell the truth. A true leader must not compromise the truth. A true leader must not love to the point of not being able to say the truth.
but
Because
everybody
where there is,
knows truth.
yes, because where love is practiced to the point of not being able to tell truth, then that is not love.
So everybody, a true leader will always speak his truth with
Exactly.
compassion, truths of others.
Yes, a true leader will always tell his truth with compassion. And of course, we'll be able to stand on his truth. That is another place where dignity comes in. We'll be able to say, look, this is what we ought to do. We are not compromising this for anybody, for anything. This is what defines us. This is where we are standing. A true leader should equally be firm. When I
And
say firm, it means there is no sense of favoritism. There is no sense of favoritism. What is done for an for a Russian is what is done for a Nigerian. What is done to a Russian is what is done to a Nigerian. So there is no favoritism. This is my brother. This is no, 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 no. Straightforward, firm, and of course must be from the place of compassion.
promise, have you ever been naive?
Can you say that again?
Have you ever been naive?
Yeah, being naive, it depends. Why you say being naive? Because life is huge. Life is huge. Life is larger than we can tell. And so we get into so many things. Yeah, I think on some occasions I've found myself being naive. Yeah, I must admit that. I must admit that because one, I'm not a monopoly of knowledge. And then secondly, I am just myself and will always be myself. So there are times when I get naive. Yeah,
And
there are times when I found myself there.
thank you so much. I have always been naive many times, and I don't regret, because we are learning by our, so to say, mistakes. Somebody can put it. And I would say that a true leader is naive in a positive way, means innocent like a child and serious like a real woman or a real grown-up man. Because a
Yeah,
truly can't live without innocence of a child, because
yeah,
otherwise he or she will be in the head, in the mind, and innocence of a child, it allows the true leader of nowadays, of future generations, yes, to go deeper into the heart. This is the very important feature of a true leader nowadays
yeah,
and always and forever for future, because without it you will be limited and your
yeah.
visions will be limited.
That's correct. That's correct. I would like to add to it that for a true leader to be able to identify his naivety, to be able to identify his naivety, and then be able to admit his naivety, and then be able to strive to overcome his naivety, then he must equally be able to operate from the standpoint of humility. It
Yes,
takes humility to discover, to realize, and admit naivety.
yes, vulnerability is
Yes,
in a, without vulnerability you are not a true leader, and not a
exactly.
leader of your life. You can live the life of your dream, you can achieve all your great goals and have all your cherished dreams realized and manifested. All the intentions will be manifested if you follow your innocent child inside, combined with ambitious goals.
Yeah,
In this case, you will have great results. It's 1000% for sure.
yeah. And that's something I spoke about today. Simplicity. Simplicity will always enthrone complexity. What is happening in our world today is that a lot of leaders adopt the standpoint of complexities. And when they adopt the standpoint of complexity, it makes them inaccessible. And when it makes them inaccessible, it builds tension among the people they lead. And when this tension is built, it can equally create a kind of a rebel among the people.
Yeah.
So a true leader should equally, as you said, be able to operate from the standpoint of humility, which will put him to the place of being able to admit to his vulnerability. And when he's able to admit to his vulnerability, he understands his naivety. And when he's able to understand his naivety, he sells through his leadership in simplicity.
Yeah. Promise.
I don't know if
Let's
that rings.
here. I think it's enough for today. Let's not overburden our dearest viewers. And next time, be intrigued and stay tuned. And don't switch off, or don't switch on to another channels. Please stay aligned with this channel of true leadership. And let's meet next week or next time. And we will talk on feminine leadership. And if you didn't see
Permanent.
our previous talk shows on masculine leadership and the like, please go rewatch them or watch them, and see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
with love from Africa and love from Europe to everybody all around the world. Thank you.
We love you. We love us.
We love us. That's right.